Today on The Social. Hilary Duff's husband, Matthew Coma, had some harsh words for Ashley Tisdale after the High School Musical star called Hilary's mom group toxic. But should partners get involved in their wives' drama? And some NHL teams are leaning into the heated rivalry craze. But given the league's problematic track record with the LGBTQ+ community, can the steamy drama really change hockey culture? Then, hunger-crushing combos. How to build balanced, nourishing meals and snacks from dietitian and author Abby Sharp. Plus, body and posture expert Liza Egboga tells us about piriformis syndrome or office chair butt and how to get rid of it. It all starts now on The Social.
To The Social. Oh, I like this. Audience is ready to party. We love this. We'd like to welcome back to the panel comedian Elvira Kurt.
Yay!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Happy New Year to everyone.
Yes,
Nice
we've been having a good time this week, haven't we?
Yeah.
We like being back. It's true. Well, listen, we talked about this on the show yesterday, but we now have a new development in the celebrity mom drama that has been making headlines after Ashley Tisdale went viral for writing in The Cut about being iced out of a toxic Hollywood mom group that reportedly included Hilary Duff, Hilary's husband now, Matthew Coma. Guess what? He's now entered the chat, friends. So he posted this fictional headline on Instagram, quote, "When you're the most self-obsessed tone-deaf person on earth, other moms tend to shift focus to their actual toddlers." And, oh yeah, no, he's not done. And, quote, a mom group tell-all through a father's eyes. Read my new interview with The Cut. Okay, Elvira, okay, the idea of the partner now entering the convo. What do you think about this?
Yeah, you know, I find it fascinating. Like, what is Hub's goal here? Why is he inserting himself? Suddenly he's making it about him. He's fanning the flames. I mean, I like having my partner support me 100% privately.
Sure.
But public,
within the group that he's not invited to, that he does not participate in.
sit down.
Listen,
yeah.
it riles me up when men get involved in lady business. It's like, see your way out, sir. First of all, this is a mom group. That means that everything that happened amongst these women, so they have to figure it out themselves.
Right.
And I understand you go home and you tell your partner this is what happened. But the minute a man gets involved and wants to speak on behalf of his wife, it just really upsets me, because it's like, first of all, do you not have a voice?
Right.
Does your husband have to do all your fighting?
And
it also changes the dynamic in the group, because now it's like, oh, now there's a man that's yelling at another woman, and I cannot stand it.
I agree. I agree with you. But do you think he thought of this as sort of like, oh, let's say, we're making this up right now, but like, let's say he's seeing his wife who he cares about a lot, and she's really upset, and so he's trying to do this sort of quote-unquote chivalrous thing by defending. Listen, I don't like it at all, but could that have been the motivation?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, because like, you know, here's the only thing I have to say about this, because like, I don't know, like, here's what I will say. You know, we don't have a problem when women start talking about their men's friends. We don't have a problem with that. I got a lot of opinions about guys in Ryan's life, right? We don't have a problem. And so I don't think we should have a problem if a man wants to speak up. However, the only thing, if I take one step away from this, is that I really hate when people say it's mom drama, mama drama, and that gossiping only happens among women.
Right.
I think we tend to take things more seriously if maybe a man is involved. For example, if you watch any sports show on a Sunday, I'm about to kick the hive, get ready, okay? If you watch any sports show on a Sunday before, I don't know, pick your sport, and you have a panel of men, and it's taken very seriously that they are talking about serious sports, another way to look at that is they're just gossiping.
Right.
But because it's men and sports, it's serious. But when women get together and have problems and talk about other women,
I think it is different.
No,
I
but
think
with
that's
sports, you're talking about a specific sport, and you're talking about the stats.
gossip.
And
He's inserting
no, it's
What
not
I'm saying
gossip.
is,
It's not
I
hearsay.
think-
It's based in facts.
I think the only thing I want to say about this, that's where a man getting involved, will people take it more seriously? Because
I don't know. I do
especially
think
not
men
this
gossip.
guy.
Like, I just don't think that's an example. I do think men gossip more than we think they do, for sure. I just think in this case, this just sounds altogether so high school.
So,
Yeah.
So
but
high
it's
school,
so
like
much-
so immature.
But it's also more than that. Like, this guy had to take the time to Photoshop himself onto Ashley
Thank you.
Tisdale's
Exactly.
body, then come up with this clever takedown.
It's about his ego.
This time that he spent trolling and trash posting, you know he wasn't changing any diapers or grocery
go.
shopping
Good point.
or
No,
doing his
you know
show.
what? You know
what?
He wasn't. You know he wasn't.
I also
Look at
think-
his face. He certainly wasn't having a shower.
Yeah. I like that. I certainly think that we should also take issue with Hilary Duff, because she should have told her husband, I appreciate you want to support me,
Right.
but not like this. You
Yeah.
do not enter the
Sit
chat.
down.
Sorry, honey, that's
Sit
too
down.
much. Sit down. You're going to
Exactly.
embarrass me.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah, stay in
Good
your lane.
day,
Don't do this
Sam.
to me. All right, so let's move on to another story. Now to happy hour, or the happy hour specifically. A writer for the Wall Street Journal says it's a casualty of corporate culture reset. Many people still aren't coming to the office. Those who do just want to get home by 6 o'clock. And young workers are missing out on opportunities to make friends and find mentors. Interesting. So what happened to the happy hour?
It's
You guys
interesting,
go?
right? I mean, I think there's many factors, but for me, I know when I started out my career in this very building a long, long time ago, I will say that there were two things that I felt like accelerated my career. One, and I say this quite shamefully, was the smoking deck, because there was one, and this was a very artistic, community. Many different shows were made here, and so I made a lot of connections being out on that smoking deck. I got my first job because I spent a lot of time smoking with the guy who ran fashion television, so I was just a place you connected. And then the other thing was happy hour, going out after work drinks. You would get to know people in a different way, and you would make connections. And now that that's gone, I'm wondering why exactly. Is it that people have just decided that, I spend 40 hours a week with people, I do not want to commiserate with them after work, that you cannot get any more of my time, but I wonder what we're missing out on there.
What do you think,
right?
Elvira?
No, I don't think they're missing out on anything. This is 100% another reason why I love Gen Z so much. It feels like they are boomers in training. If you're not paying, I ain't staying. The end of the day, I don't know why we're seeing this shift in work culture as a bad thing. I love that they have other things that they want to do.
But it is
Workday's
maybe
done.
because of that connect. Like I felt like it actually helped my career. But maybe this next generation doesn't care.
They don't care. They don't care.
That
They don't care. How soon can I get out of here?
I'm glad that you had that experience, but I didn't have that experience. Early on, when they had those things, don't get me wrong, I hung out with a few close friends that I met at work, but oftentimes I would go to those things, and that's where all the inappropriate comments, the inappropriate grabbing, the boob flashing, because people don't know their limit at the little, hangout after work. And so very early on, I was like, I don't even want to be around all of this craziness, because the next day at work, then it's always some conversation with HR. So I learned early on, it's true. I learned early on, go to work, do your job, go home and hang out with your friends. Plus, I spend 40 to 60 hours a week with people. I am of that school. I'm like, I want to hang out with my other friends.
Sure.
No offense to people I work with, you're lovely, but I have other people that I want to hang out
totally
with.
get that too. And also, if you live in Toronto, it takes you 6 hours to get home. So you need to,
Thank you.
You need to get
Well,
out of
there's
here
that.
really, really quick. But I do wonder, I am sad a little bit about the loss of happy hour. I never did it, to be honest, but I was always watching people who did it. I think people don't know how to have fun anymore.
Well,
That's number one. I think, listen, it's also the death of club culture. I was a club kid. People don't go to the club anymore. But maybe behind that is the same phenomenon, and it's something called your smartphone. I think what has happened is two things, is that because of the dawn of email on the go, we are constantly on the clock. There is no more, it ends at 5, you clock out. I think there's this expectation that we're actually just working all the time. So the idea that it's 5 o'clock, I'm done, your boss might expect you to still be working, and that's the second part, which is social media. If you're out, we don't know how to just go out and put that away and relax and have a good time. Everything is on social media, so you don't want the boss seeing what you're up to at happy hour. And therefore, I think it's also why it's killed fun, because we don't know how to have fun outside of this thing anymore.
You know, but it's interesting because in that same article, they quote one fellow who was saying, you know, there's a way that there's a workaround at the place that this guy works, where at the end of the week, the bosses throw a happy hour at work. So, you know, and people will stay for that extra
What
hour.
day of the week?
At the end of the week.
Friday?
Thursday, Friday.
Oh,
No,
I get home, baby.
this to me, no.
I gotta get these lashes off.
No, this would 100%. This would pull me in. The only thing better than day drinking is end of the work day drinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're
I'd
supposed to
stay
do
for
that
an
by
hour.
yourself in your house, in your house coat, with your lashes off.
This is encouraging me to change into my PJs before I leave the office.
And I will say people aren't drinking the same way.
Yeah,
You know, so maybe alcohol culture. They're all going cold plunging with Cynthia.
And it's true. And I've seen people trying to like do work things there, and I'm like, don't do it. Don't bring your office to the cold plunge space. It's a bit awkward.
But
to
they're
be
not
in-
clubbing, so where are they going? But anyway,
They're smoking in the cold plunge.
Don't do that
The new smoking deck.
smoking deck. Let's take a break, everybody. Is it okay ever to remain dependent on a parent when you are a parent yourself? It sounds like we're going to have some personal stories on the panel. When we come back, why one mom's essay is making waves online. We're going to tell you what she said and if you agree right after this.
Next week on The Social, hairstylist Jason Lee is back to showcase the season's hottest cut, the bob.
Welcome back to the show. Okay, we want this to be one of your resolutions for 2026. Come and see us live in studio, okay? I'm asking. Come on down. All you have to do is scan the QR code that's on the screen. It's how much? $3.99. Correct. Thank you,
I love
Franco.
you guys. All right, so let's dive into our next topic. A woman wrote into Scary Mommy that despite being 41 years old, having 4 children, a career, and a marriage, she's still dependent on her mom, who she refers to as her emotional support human. She turns to her for advice, parenting help, and even lets her buy her things. She says it's a partnership. So, what do we think about this relationship? Is this okay? Is this healthy?
Okay. I think the last time I checked, it's called being a mom. No, I mean, in this case, I will say there's a little bit of a difference. In this case, the mom became a mom at a very young age. She had her daughter at 18, and they were together alone. I don't think dad was in the picture. So that does change dynamics a little bit because she was also a kid, and they were really, really close growing up. You don't agree?
No, this is literally the pitch for the Gilmore Girls.
It is? Oh, yes. You're right about that. You're right about that.
Right.
So, and that's a very successful show and relationship on the
Time
show,
for
so
a
it seems to have worked.
reboot.
I think if it wasn't this scenario, I still think it's okay. You know what? I'll tell you. I know our generation, I don't know about you, but we were like, from the second we could imagine it, trying to figure out how am I going to get away from home.
100%.
This generation is like, how can I stay home forever?
I don't want to go anywhere. No, they're here.
Yeah, I mean, is that like I hear what you're saying, and I like aspects of this, but I think that it's where's the line when it becomes something called enmeshment? Do people know what that is? Like, it's different from codependency. It's actually very specific to family dynamics, and I think you know it when you see it. One way it was described to me is that a healthy family dynamic is like a charcuterie board. Like you're all on the same platter, but you're like have different sections. Whereas like an enmeshed family is like a soup, right? There's no boundaries in
Pureed
between.
soup.
It's a pureed soup.
You mean
it's just
like
a
the mom
bland.
is still drawing a bath for her 40-year-old son?
That kind of like that, kind of like that. And it can really, it can be extraordinarily unhealthy, whereby like you cannot make a decision without, for example, checking in with your mom. So I think that every mom, parent wants their kids to be close, but they also want them to like fly, little bird, fly. You can do it on your own.
But she has flown. She has 4 kids. She has
a
a career.
mortgage.
Right? She has a mortgage. She just looks and she leans on her mother for support. And I feel like I can't ever, even though you're right, it can get a little bit murky with each relationship. I can never look at someone and go, yeah, it's a bad idea that the person who brought you into this world and gave you life and loves you more than life herself, you shouldn't be close to her.
Okay,
no,
wait a minute. I'm gonna call. Hang on.
Lean on them. They want the best for you.
Are you the same person who's often come on this panel and talked about women moms who are too close to their sons? Exactly.
Boy moms. Specifically
Oh, it's
boy
different.
moms.
It's different.
It's a little bit, this is what I'm saying. Here's the deal. I have dated a lot of guys who are close to their mother, and I've never had a problem with it. It has been the mother who's a little bit more aggressive with me, but I've never had a problem with him being close to his mother. It's when she treats me like I'm a girlfriend who's moving in on our territory, and I'm like, ma'am, this feels awkward. Is that, right?
But she's like, I'm the only one who draws his bath.
Thank you. But it's never. I've never had a problem with a guy that I'm dating being close to his mom. I encourage us. Like that's your family.
It's a
I will
household
come
thing.
and girls like me will come and go. She will always be there for you.
Elvira,
So I don't have a problem
you have 2 kids.
I have 2 kids.
And your
So I am
eldest is a 20-year-old.
I am a boy mom, a teenager, and my daughter is 20. And I 100% agree with you. We have come up from a generation, when my mother gives me advice, the first thing I think is, okay, so do the opposite.
Oh no.
And she's the last person I think to call for anything, but that is generational. Like this could only be a millennial story or younger. And I am totally grappling with this because secretly, I 100% want my daughter to think of me this way. But it is a double-edged sword. I took my daughter and her best friend, 2 20-year-olds, I've known them since they were 10, took them away skiing, and then there was, like, they both have summer jobs, made a ton of money, they have part-time jobs, and yet we get to this little getaway, and suddenly they both look at me like, well, whip out your wallet.
Yeah, Mom.
Which, you know, I understand why they were used to it, but they're not 10, now they're 20, and where did they draw the line? And the best
There's no line.
So there is no line, and my favorite part was we noticed that there was a spa near where we were, and the girls were like, let's do a spa day. I'm like, amazing. So I let them out, and then I parked the car, and when I came back in, my daughter was like, Mommy, I got it. And I was like, finally. And the next day, I see that my credit card has been charged.
But I got it. She meant
Right?
you got it.
Yeah,
Got
seriously, it was
Got
like launch deactivated.
I love your daughter's style.
There for now. Okay, moving on to this. George Clooney opened up to W Magazine about his first kiss. He says that he was 11 years old and it was in the back of a church in his hometown of Augusta, Kentucky. I know. And his friends were apparently waiting outside for him, egging him on. So paints a real picture, doesn't it? So Elvira, what was your first kiss like?
Well, I'll never forget it. I was in Augusta. And all I could hear were his friends outside going, kiss her, kiss her. And I was like, George, please.
You are terrible.
Very good.
I'll never forget it. But I was also 11. We were playing kissing tag in a dank, rotting old wooden garage. I was honestly more worried about black mold. And then I caught a guy. I tagged him, but that's when I realized, oh my, I have no idea what to do. I'm really, this should have been my first sign that I was not like the other girls. Because I kissed this boy on the ear and he was like, ew. It's like, okay, freak. And then I was like, I hate this game. Anyway, it was awful. It was
my
terrible.
first kiss, I remember, and if I talk about it too much, I will throw up because that's how I felt. It was in junior high school on the front lawn. There was a little bit of a crowd, and my expectation was that it was going to be a nice, simple.
Oh no.
What happened was I got locked in, and this boy had his tongue out and so much saliva. Like an old dog, so much saliva, and he was thrashing around, and I couldn't pull away. And then when he finally let me out of his grip, he looked so pleased with himself, and I was literally like, It took me years to kiss another boy, and to this day, when people go to kiss me, I go, easy, soldier, easy. Let's just go in easy. But yeah,
I think that's a common one.
Traumatized.
I was so delighted that I think I was in grade 8 and it was actually in school. So it was sort of one of those things where I think we passed a note and it was like meet me by the bathrooms kind of thing. And it was an Italian boy. I think you would like this. And he was really skillful and sensitive and soft and none of the, it was very, my second kiss though was with the guy was much more like that in the braces and it was bad. But yeah.
Braces.
Yeah.
Yes, my first kiss was so lovely. In fact, he set the bar so high. I was in grade 7, which puts me at 12. And by the way, a lot of us here, 11, 12, it sounded like for a lot of us.
Yep.
Your son is almost 12?
I know.
My daughter's 11. Look out!
I know.
Anyway.
They're locking lips right now.
Right.
Is it going to be someone experienced, or is it going to be a Pez dispenser?
Exactly. So yes, mine was absolutely lovely, and he is the bar by which I almost compare everybody else. So lovely.
See, now I remember my first kiss with a woman. Now that.
That's a different segment.
I still feel that in my knees. Let's go with knees. That's right, I feel that.
Okay, let's take a quick break, everybody. Well, some NHL teams are now leaning in to the heated rivalry show craze. Yes. Can the steamy drama really change hockey culture? That is the bigger question. We're going to debate that right after this. We can't talk about this next show enough here. I'm talking about Crave, our own Crave's heated rivalry. It is, it's so hot. It is undoubtedly a smash hit. We are now even seeing some NHL teams giving nods to the show. For example, the Boston Bruins referenced the series in a social media post during a game against the Montreal Canadiens. Now, given the league's, problematic track record with the LGBTQ plus community, can the steamy romance actually change hockey culture? Can it, Elvira?
Well, as a certified ambassador of the LGBT, I say it can't hurt. Do you know what I mean? Like, this show isn't actually a fantasy. It's just exposing what really happens. You can't imagine that out of all of these male hockey players on all these teams, there aren't any gay ones. Like, what do you think? What do you think those bench clearing brawls are all about? That is passion.
Sexual tension.
Exactly. Those boys want some FaceTime, not just some ice time. I said it.
I love it.
I think the NHL should strive to go further. I mean, you just have to go and watch the professional women's hockey league and see how, you can be supportive and collaborative and still lift people up and still be competitive. And it's super hot. The lesbians don't need a heated rivalry. We are playing it every game.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
I will say, I wish I was as optimistic about that. I wish I was optimistic about it. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to change the game of hockey. And I'm going to tell you why. It is so well entrenched that the game of hockey, maybe above most sports, is all about conformity. It's not about individuality. And so the idea that we don't have a lot of racialized players in the NHL, the fact that you don't have an out gay player, even though we know you're probably there.
They're there.
The fact that they're not
everywhere.
there. So because the game, they say, is about not being a distraction to the team. And if you are conforming, then that's you being a good team player. But if you stick out in any way because of your identity, racial, sexual orientation, or otherwise, you are a distraction. To which I have this reply. We have many troubling allegations, high-profile court cases of players who've been accused of doing terrible things to women, to the point that they have gone to court, to the point that whatever the outcome, many of them have returned back to the NHL. That's not a distraction for your team, but being gay would be?
Interesting. Food for
Because that's
thought.
the patriarchy, my dear.
Correct.
That is heteronormative behavior. Of
Correct.
course, that's different. Boys doing bad things with girls, that's something that they're accustomed to. They're not ready for that conversation, I agree with you. But I also want, as much as I love this show, and I hope that this show helps somebody, because I think about the times of the television that we watched, we would have never had a show like this. So I'm thinking about the number of young people it's going to help, and I think that's great.
Change
but
attitudes.
Coming out is hard, and let's not forget that. And being the first is even harder. So I don't want to speculate if this is going to help somebody. Listen, if this helps you, great. But if it doesn't, that's okay, because we understand in that sport, in all professional sports, it's very challenging because it's very different what's happening on a soundstage with a bunch of actors and what's happening in the locker room with coaches and players you have to deal with every single day.
I just think, you know what yes, you're totally right. I do think, though, it's an important piece in this pie that's going on right now currently. You think about the work that Rick Westhead, journalist, has done in his new book, We Breed Lions. He is somebody who's talked a lot about the problematic aspects of hockey culture. So that was one piece, and it got a lot of attention. We had him on our show. And then I also think about Brock McGillis, who's also been on our show. He is the first openly gay professional hockey player. He's retired now. He does speaking engagements. And I was just reading an opinion piece a couple of days ago, written by Christina Reger. I think I might be pronouncing that wrong, but she's a wife to a retired NHL player, and her kids are also in hockey. And she was saying that she witnessed her kids and a group of kids listening to Brock McGillis speak about his experience of being gay. And you couple that, and she said it was just so emotional watching these young kids getting emotional, listening to his story. They're younger kids. They're coming up with this. They're coming up with heated rivalry. They're coming up in the wake of the work of Rick Westhead. And I think all these pieces together inevitably will move that needle forward in a way that I feel like is just it's kickstarting.
Do all the sports.
I hope you're right.
Do all the sports.
Yes.
Do heated rivalry for rugby. Do heated rivalry for football and baseball. Do all the sports.
Yes.
Make it gay.
Make it gay. Make it all gay. To be honest, it's about growing your fan base. So you either want people or you don't. Anyway, Elvira, we love having you here as always.
Love being here.
Let's take a break, everybody. How to build nourishing meals and snacks to crush your hunger. We've got cookbook author and dietitian Abby Sharp joining us next.
Back. The start of the new year has us wanting to be healthier, but we all know how hard it is to stick to a resolution. And our next guest is a registered dietitian who wants to help us break through the food noise and enjoy eating while working towards our health goals.
She uses evidence-based nutrition to create her signature framework for building balanced, nourishing meals and snacks. Please welcome the author of The Hunger Crushing Combo Method, The Simple Secret to Eating Well Without Ever Dieting Again, Abby Sharp.
Hey!
Good to have you
here.
Thank you.
There's a lot of delicious food on this table, but before we dig into that, you know, 'tis the season for the New Year's resolutions. We all start a diet. The diet doesn't work. So tell us, Abby, why doesn't the diet work?
Yeah, well, our body is hardwired to fight against deprivation. This is just survival. So we have all these compensatory mechanisms in our body, in our brain, to get us to return to status quo.
Gotcha.
So if the diet fails, it's not because of lack of willpower, it is because the diet is not serving our biological or psychological needs.
Yeah. Well, you have a different approach, which is called the Hunger Crushing Combo Method. So explain that for us.
Yeah, so this is super simple science, but a massive mindset shift. So all these New Year's diets are going to tell you to cut something out that you love, whether that's sugar or fat or pleasure. This puts us in a state of scarcity mentality that always triggers overeating and obsession and binging, and then we just kind of throw in the towel. So the Hunger Crushing Combo Method flips this script because it works with our biology and our psychology to think about what we are adding, not taking away. And we're gonna add fiber, protein, healthy fats. Those are the hunger-crushing compounds that are going to keep you fuller longer, stabilize blood sugars, get rid of those food cravings and that food noise, and help you reach your healthiest, happiest weight without deprivation.
Listen,
Love it.
Abby, you had me at adding.
Yes.
Adding I like. That's the diet I like. So you brought us some dishes and you recommend. So we're starting with breakfast. And you say this is a recipe that I think most people would be able to get with. And we're talking about an apple pie, baked protein French toast. That doesn't even sound remotely healthy, but break it down for us.
All right, I love French toast, but you know, it's not very satiating because it's just simple carbs. So I am absolutely going to be going to the communal, office for the donuts. So this, we pumped up the protein, 27 grams of protein. So we use some protein powder in there with the eggs and the milk and the custard. We've got lots of fiber in our apples and our sourdough whole grain bread. And of course, we've got some pecans in there for some healthy fats. Really super satiating.
It's really nice. Okay, this is a dish that is rich in protein, something that we know is very important for us already. Can you explain exactly why?
Yeah. So protein is what I call the king of the satiety hierarchy. So it's really important because it helps to slow digestion, which keeps us fuller longer. It increases our fullness hormones like GLP-1, which I know everyone's always talking about now, and it feeds our muscles, and our muscles are going to burn 3 times as many calories at rest compared to fat. So really important for metabolism.
All right, so next time we're moving on to the main dish. It'll be a great addition for anybody's lunch or dinner option. We're talking about the burger bowl. Break this down for us, Abby.
Well, I love a handheld burger, but we got to be honest with ourselves. The lettuce and the tomato do not count as our vegetable serving for the meal.
What?
No,
Come on, Abby.
Well, a little bit more. So we made it into a bowl with lots of veggies here. It's some roasted potatoes. We've got so much protein, 34 grams of protein from the ground beef, from the Greek yogurt-based secret sauce, from the cheese, and some healthy fats in the avocado.
Oh my God, it's so good.
This is really good.
Yeah.
Wait, let's talk about the importance of fiber, because we hear a lot about those going together. Why is it so important?
100%. So honestly, if I have one wish for 2026, it is that fiber gets protein's PR agent, because 95% of North Americans are not getting enough fiber. It's so important. It slows digestion, great for heart health, feeds our gut bacteria, and it has the lowest calorie density out of any other food that we eat. So it means we get big volume for fewer calories.
Okay.
All right, well, since so many of us are not getting enough fiber, what are easy ways we can get more fiber into our diet?
Yeah, so I just want you to think plants. How can I add a plant to this meal, right? Can I swap out my meat for a plant-based option, like maybe bean tacos instead of chicken tacos? Can I add some fruit to my yogurt or my oatmeal? Can I add bagged salad to pizza night? Just think plants.
Oh, those are great suggestions. Okay, so you have another great snack for, like, a lot of us are familiar with the 3 o'clock slump, where we're grabbing things. So tell us about these cheesy, savory muffins and what makes them actually so healthy.
Yes, so I mean, muffins do not have to necessarily be sweet. So we pumped these up with cottage cheese as the base. So lots of protein here.
Good, right?
Yeah, so we got some broccoli in there for some fiber. We've got almond flour for healthy fats. Super versatile little recipe that you can switch up the veggies if you'd like. Really satiating.
What are some swaps you would do?
Yeah, I mean, if you have any leftover protein from the night before, you could chop up like leftover chicken or ham, throw that in there. You could do mushrooms, you could do spinach, you could do kale, like any veggies you've got on hand, throw them in.
Love it.
All right, so Abby, we've covered the role of protein and fiber. What about fats?
Yes, so very much like our fiber and protein, it helps to slow digestion, increase those satiety hormones, but it also provides that long tail satisfaction with flavor and texture and pleasure that we just don't get from any other food component to the same degree. Like if you just eat a salad with plain just lettuce, that doesn't hit. It's not gonna hit, right? Yeah, so we need that fat.
So why does your approach work well if the goal, let's say, is weight loss?
Yeah, so because the hunger crushing compounds are so satiating, they actually edge out some of the less satiating, what I call naked carbs that are very easy to overeat. So the research shows us that we create a 300 to 500 calorie deficit without even trying, without going into that scarcity mentality.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so our last one, I've been eyeing it since we got out here. It's called the German cake black bean brownie bite. Now, what makes this a nutritious snack as we dive into it?
Oh yeah, super fudgy. So of course we have what I call dual citizens because black beans have fiber and protein.
Okay.
Yes.
Fiber division.
I know, yes. And obviously so much nutrition here. We got almond butter, we've got coconut, nuts, almond flour. So these have variable amounts of fiber, protein, and healthy fat. So massive amounts of nutrition in a tiny little bite.
Those are so good. Okay, so what are there some ingredient swaps for this recipe?
Yeah, you could totally add, you could do like a chocolate protein powder if you want even more protein in there. If you want to make them school safe for the kiddos, you could always do like a sunflower seed butter and just like amp up the seeds, do some hemp hearts, chia, flax, add even more fiber that way. Very versatile.
So are there any other suggestions you would have when we hit that 3 o'clock slump?
Yeah, I think the big mistake people make is they're not actually eating enough food at lunchtime. They're just like trying to subsist on like a little like salad, but we need to have those hunger crushing compounds to anchor us. So really important for setting yourself up.
Great. Abby, great information, even more delicious food. Thank you so much for stopping by and sharing your delicious dishes. Great info. All right, the hunger crushing combo method is available now, and good news to our studio audience. You're all going home with your very own coffee.
After the break, how to combat office chair butt. Okay, don't miss it.
All right, we are back, everybody. So if you spend a good part of your day sitting, you might have experienced some of the symptoms of piriformis syndrome. It sounds very serious. A lot of people commonly call it office chair butt.
And here to tell us more about this condition with tips and exercises to help your butt and back feel better is body and posture expert Liza Egboga. Welcome back to the show. Happy New Year. Good to see you.
Welcome back. Okay, so this might sound a little bit silly, but piriformis syndrome, it's actually really, really common. So I guess in a sense, that's okay. Even Andie MacDowell, the actress, she recently revealed that she has been diagnosed with this. So tell us a little bit more about this condition and what are the symptoms?
Okay, so within minutes of sitting, your glute muscles stop firing, or they reduce their firing, and this is especially true of a muscle called your gluteus medius, which is your main stabilizer muscle for your pelvis. So when this happens, over time they get weak, they atrophy, which means that you're losing some of that muscle mass, and then that can lead to like deep aches and pains in your glutes, numbness, and other symptoms, and we call this, dead butt syndrome, lower cross syndrome, gluteal adhesia, piriformis syndrome,
Not dead butt.
most recently, office chair butt.
All right, is this something we should be concerned about?
Absolutely. So when those muscles are weak, because they're the main stabilizer for your pelvis, your hip flexor will tighten up, which means lower back pain. You'll have less stability, which
So
will
hip
mean,
flexors in front.
Yeah, exactly. And it
ladies, guys.
attaches to your lower back.
Okay.
So that's why it can lead to lower back pain. But then also, since it stabilizes your pelvis, it can lead to knee pain and even foot pain.
No way.
And not only that, if your glute muscles are weak and they're atrophied, your backside's gonna flatten and sag.
Oh, we can't have that.
So yeah.
No, we will
Not have
not.
that.
We will not go
No.
down like that.
Forget about the knee pain. We cannot have a flat butt.
Oh
No?
my God. Okay. So here's why we are so excited you're here. You're going to give us exercises that we can all do to battle office chair butt. It is a crisis.
It is.
Okay?
It is.
And you say, though, this will actually help lift our glutes, and you're going to start with actually something called shallow squats.
Absolutely. So we'll get into the middle of our mats here.
Okay.
And you can either keep your arms at your side or you can keep them out to the front. And then what you want to do is a chair's behind you. You don't have to sit all the way in the chair, but like about halfway there, and then come on up. So you go down, and then you use your glutes to bring you back up.
Okay.
So down.
And glutes are your butt muscles.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
So
okay,
those are
just
your
making
glutes
sure.
here. So your hips are flexing, your glutes are bringing you back up.
And we're using the maximus and the medius with this one.
Yes, well, you're using your quads, you're using your hamstrings, you're using all the glute muscles.
Okay, because my next question was like, what muscles is this working? But there's a bunch.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, the quad, the hamstring, and the glutes. And this is great because these muscles all support the glute muscles, which means that if you're strengthening them, the weaker glute medius muscle doesn't have to work as
I
hard.
have a quick follow-up because, if you want to start with like a little gentle, but you get extra points the lower you go.
Well,
Club days coming
I'm
through.
just kidding.
Club days coming through.
well,
Can we get lower?
in this case, it's not a
I
competition.
didn't do it like that.
Right.
Yeah, no, actually, no, we don't want to go deeper.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
this exercise is specifically for Pure syndrome, and so that's why we want to keep it shallow.
Keep it
So
shallow.
We don't
Got
need
it.
to go all the way
We don't
down.
need to
and
drop
no
it
need to,
low. All right, so next up, we're gonna do a standing bent knee side leg lift.
Yes.
Show us how this one's done.
So our feet are still shoulder width apart. You're going to put a little bit of a bend in the knee.
Okay.
And then you want to just raise that leg up using your glute. So it's like you're a dog peeing on a fire hydrant.
Bent leg?
Yeah, exactly.
They're both bent.
Yes.
It is a fire hydrant.
Yeah. And then you're using this glute to bring this up.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
good.
Yes, and the amazing part about this is you're working your glute med
Could feel it.
by
Let me do
bringing
this.
that up, but also the glute med on your standing leg. So this is great for stabilization,
Yeah.
and this is one of the best exercises you can do for piriformis syndrome.
All right, so, and how does this help us specifically?
Literally, it strengthens the glute med muscle, and it's amazing for piriformis syndrome because that is your main pelvic stabilizer.
This side is my bad
feel-
side. Yeah,
okay.
this is my bad side. Okay, we have another exercise and we all know and love. It's the side plank. Do we love it?
I don't know. So I'm gonna have
we
to
don't.
face.
I don't like that.
I'm gonna face away from you, so you
Okay.
guys are just gonna have to follow me, okay?
Okay.
So we're gonna go down on our side. So we'll have one hand out, and then you can put your feet on top of each other. Now, if you find that challenging, you can also go down onto your elbow
on
and do
up.
this.
Okay.
Wait.
And then if you still feel that this is challenging, you can drop down and do it on your knees. But the key thing is you want to feel your core muscles working and keeping you up. And then over time, if you're doing this exercise and you find it's too easy on your elbow, you can go up.
All right, listen, I'm holding this because I'm trying to look good on TV,
Yes.
but how long do we have to do this?
Okay,
Yeah,
come on
so
down.
the question is, like, I actually felt that fully.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, let's wrap that one up.
Okay, what is that actually working?
So
I mean,
this-
we know it when we're doing it.
Yeah.
It's amazing because it works your core muscles, and these core muscles help support the rest of your spine and take some of the load off of your glute med. And not only that, it'll give you a snatch waist, which is also great for your
shoot.
glutes as well.
God, okay. Okay.
Amazing.
As you were saying.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you very much. You just need to start with the important information. All right, so moving on, we're gonna do the standing back kick. How do we do
Yes,
this one?
so exactly as it sounds, you're going to be kicking back. So imagine that someone's behind you, and you want to put a little bend in this leg, and then you want to kick them with the bottom of your foot. So it's like you're kicking them, but you're also pushing them back.
Okay.
And you're really using that glute muscle to do that.
Okay.
How hard are we kicking?
Yeah.
Like,
The thing is, you're less so focused on giving them harm, but you really just want to push them so that they're stepping back. So it's a push.
Push.
Right? So you're really using that glute muscle.
I'll pretend
to
it's my
push
first
back.
kiss. Ah!
Exactly. Perfect.
oh, this is good. I like
Yeah.
this. Okay, we're down to our last exercise, and you call this the seated piriformis stretch.
Yes, so let's bring our chairs over. And we're going to sit.
Okay.
And then you want to bring your leg over your other leg so that your ankle is resting
Y'all do
on.
this.
Yeah, you guys can
You
do
do
this.
this.
You can do it with us.
So your ankle's resting on your thigh, and you should feel a really great stretch in your glute.
Yeah, yeah.
So this feels amazing. And then if you feel like you want some more, you can actually grab your leg here, and then you can use your arms to pull your inside.
I
And
got
you
it like that.
really feel a great
I'm
stretch.
gonna stay here. I'm stiff as wood.
Oh.
Can you do it?
I can, but it hurts.
I can go this far. This is
Yeah,
it.
so
Live.
this is a good hurt, and it's an amazing stretch because it's stretching that piriformis muscle, and because our sciatic nerve runs behind it or through it, by stretching the piriformis muscle,
Yeah.
you're taking pressure off of the sciatic nerve, and you're loosening that muscle that tightens up and gives you a lot of the pain.
All right, Liza, thank you so much for sharing these exercises with us. We really appreciate it. It's been a little bit of pain, but you guys stay right there. We'll be right back. It's like, this is it, girl.
No office chair butt here, friends. Tomorrow on The Social, we'll be taking a look at the biggest travel trends for the year ahead. We love these travel segments. Also, the Canadian comedy series Shoresy is back, and we're going to find out What the Puck is up this season. That was in my script. They wrote it. I just read it. Okay? If you miss any show, remember, we are on Crave. So is Heated Rivalry. So are we. We are on YouTube as well. We've got our podcast. We've got our everywhere you can find us. So we hope that you'll find us there. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye-bye.